Alright, hey everyone, where am I going? Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Now that we're currently getting closer to Halloween, I try to find my own ways of getting into the holiday spirit other than the usual, dressing up, giving out candy, and, getting into fistfights with chickens. What, that's not something you do? You sure? You're positive. Why the hell have I been fighting chickens? But other than that, I feel like the best way to do so, for Halloween especially, is to sit down, bundle up, and read creepy stories off the internet, otherwise known as creepypastas. And I have one such story that I'd like to read to you guys because I really enjoy this story and I find it fun and interesting. So without any further ado, let's get started, and do be gentle. This is my first time reading a creepypasta story. Let's set the setting!
Radio Silence by bencbartlett.
36,400,000. That is the expected number of intelligent civilizations in our galaxy, according to Drake's famous equation. For the last 78 years, we had been broadcasting everything about us. Our radio, our television, our history, our greatest discoveries to the rest of the galaxy. We had been shouting our existence at the top of our lungs to the rest of the universe, wondering if we were alone. 36 million civilizations. Yet in almost a century of listening, we hadn't heard a thing. We were alone. That was until about 5 minutes ago. The transmission came on every transcendental multiple of hydrogen's frequency that we were listening to. Transcendental harmonics, things like hydrogen frequency times pi, doesn't appear in nature, so I knew it had to be artificial. The signal pulsed on and off very quickly with incredible uniform amplitudes. My initial reaction was that this was some sort of binary transmission. I measured 1,679 pulses in the 1 minute that the transmission was active. After that, the silence resumed.
The numbers didn't make any sense at first. They just seemed to be a random jumble of noise, but the pulses were so perfectly uniform and on a frequency that was always so silent. They had to come from an artificial source. I looked over the transmission again and my heart skipped a beat. 1,679. That was the exact length of the Arecibo message sent out 40 years ago. I excitedly started arranging the bits in the original 73 by 23 rectangle. I didn't get more than halfway through before my hopes were confirmed. This was the exact same message. The numbers in the binary from 1 to 10, the atomic numbers of the elements that make up life, the formulas of our DNA nucleotides. Someone had been listening to us and wanted us to know they were there. Then it came to me. The original message was transmitted only 40 years ago. This means that life must be at most 20 light years away. A civilization within talking distance? This would revolutionize every field I've ever worked in. Astrophysics, astrobiology, The signal is beeping again. This time, it is slow, deliberate, even. It lasts just under 5 minutes with a new bit coming in once per second. Though the computers are of course recording it, I start writing them down. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. I knew immediately that this wasn't the same message as before. My mind raced through the possibilities of what this could be. The transmission ends, having transmitted 248 bits. Surely this is too small for a meaningful message. What great message to another civilization could you possibly send with only 248 bits of information? On a computer, the only files that small would be limited to text. Was it possible? Were they really sending us a message in our own language? Come to think of it, it's not that out of the question. We had been transmitting pretty much every language on Earth out for the last 70 years. I begin to decipher with the first encoding scheme I could think of. ASCII 01010100. That's B. 01100101. E. As I finished piecing together the message, my stomach sank like an anchor. The words before me answer everything. Be quiet, or they will hear you.